Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over some new fragrances that I am very excited to share with you and that I've just been so impressed by. A new favorites video, if you will. And we got a good mix on fragrances that are going to be phenomenal for women as well as men. So stay tuned. As usual with these videos, just to be transparent with you guys, I like to start with the fragrances that were gifted to me. So it's like very clear cut, and then I will let you know when I transition into the ones I purchased myself. So the first three I will go over were kindly gifted to me, but as usual you are getting my honest thoughts. I think that is quite apparent if you've been following me for a while, that I do not hold back on my opinions regardless of if something was sent to me or not. And I will also continue to upload videos reviewing fragrances that I received in PR that didn't work out for me. But this is a favorites video. This is all love, all love. The first one I am thrilled to share with you. This is actually the first fragrance that I have loved from this brand. And this is Lorenzo Parfum Liquor BPM. Of course, looking at the notes, you're gonna know like that's an Anna fragrance right there. This is a beautiful fall, winter, sexy date kind of fragrance for men and women. And I would describe this as unisex, leaning masculine. There's definitely a darkness to this scent, a very prominent, sultry quality. This is giving main character energy, okay? Bad boy vibes, but also just very sophisticated. It's giving that. However, this is a stunning option for you ladies out there who appreciate unisex fragrances as well. I mean, it's not too masculine for me, okay? Like this is my kind of shit when I'm in the mood to definitely pull that dominant, fiery, confident, dark outfit kind of look. And should I want to soften it up a bit, like layer this with a vanilla, it'd be stunning. I would say that if you enjoy Juice Box Beat Cafe, I think there is a good chance that you would enjoy this scent. I would actually say that Beat Cafe is a little bit more masculine in comparison to this one. So if you really enjoyed that, and perhaps it was a little bit too masculine for your taste, but you liked the scent profile, give this one a try. So you have these prominent notes of tobacco, liquor, amberwood. That liquor note, as the name would suggest, really pops in this fragrance. Like you are getting the booze. And this is an excellent performer. It's going to last. People are going to smell you. And the note that I really enjoy in here is that addition of the pear. I find that it softens these other notes that it's paired with a little bit. That's definitely not a prominent note in here. It's not like the star of the show. Like I said, it's going to be the liquor, the tobacco, the amberwood. Because of this addition of like a pear puree, as the fragrance continues to dry down, I find that it feels even more cozy. And there's almost like just a bit of a softness in this overall very bold, commanding character, if that makes sense. It's like, ooh, he's got a soft side. Beautiful, smooth leather and cashmere, and you're getting that luxurious suede-like character. This is a really stunning, captivating addition to the brand, and they did offer my audience a discount code. It's a limited discount code. It ends at the end of this month, July 31st, on a 10 for 10% off. It's an affiliate code should you want to use it. The next two fragrances are the freaking Wedding Collection from Kayali. When I say I am so impressed by this launch, truly I mean it. Vanilla 28 has been my favorite Kayali since forever. It's one of the first fragrances they ever launched. And for me, in my taste, there hasn't been another fragrance to top Vanilla 28 for me. Then came along this dang collection. This is now my number one. Silk Santal 36, with Velvet Santal ranking pretty dang high up there as well. So it's these two with Vanilla 28 that are my top 3. Beginning with this one, Silk Santal 36. This is a stunning feminine fragrance. And I know that some Kayali fragrances have been polarizing for people. When it comes to these scents, I am predicting that the majority of people are going to fall in love with these. Still, try before you buy. I'm always advocating for that, even if I personally think something is a safe blind buy. I don't know your taste. I don't know how something's gonna pull on you, so test it first. It's going to open up with a brightness. It's going to open up with a beautiful, uplifting, feminine, sparkling character from the champagne note. A light, airy, fresh freesia. This is a very elegant smelling fragrance, but so addictive because what I get the most from here is this sugared vanilla and pink praline. That's the star of the show here. So you have to be into vanilla. For me, how this dries down is a vanilla that smells reminiscent to how the vanilla is done in Vanilla 28, but this fragrance is by no means like too close to that. You can have both in your collection because this has a different spin to it altogether. This is more bright and uplifting. You're getting those pretty florals and the addition of like a juicy nectarine note. I don't get that note too loudly. I can detect it for sure, but I'm not gonna say that that's like the main note in this fragrance, like, oh, this is like a fruity bomb, but it adds a really beautiful, mouth-watering, fresh burst to the scent. Also with the name Silk Santal, I would therefore expect it to be a sandalwood prominent fragrance. I'm gonna say it's not. It is a very light, likable, safe, creamy sandalwood in the base, but that's not what shines the most to me. So if you aren't into woody scents, I wouldn't let the name deter you from trying it if you're interested. And there's a sensual sugared musk in here as well. I don't know about you, but I get fantastic performance out of this one. I know that some people have issues with Kayali performance. It depends on the fragrance for me. When it comes to Silk Santal, I got about 9 hours out of this one with good, moderate projection. Everyone could smell me. I even got a compliment. I had a guy ask me, "What are you wearing? That smells so good." I adore this. If you love vanillas with a fruity tone, with like an uplifting, feminine, pretty vibe, give this a try. Moving on to Velvet Santal 35. This is a beautiful, perfectly unisex fragrance. And this is going to be more focused on the sandalwood, definitely, in comparison to Silk Santal. This is where I'm getting that woody quality, but really, when I say to you, this does not even lean like in the slightest one direction. It's unisex. This fragrance, in comparison to Silk Santal, is going to be softer in performance. I get about 6 hours out of this one with a more intimate sillage. Both Eric and I love this scent. Ever since I got it, he's been reaching for it over and over. This is like the definition of a comforting, cozy, woody scent. This is not a dry wood, a harsh wood. I'm surprised there isn't a vanilla note listed in here because there is like a blanket of that soft, likable sweetness in here. Not too sweet, just the perfect amount laced through the notes. It really does have the texture of velvet. And the other prominent note featured in here is benzoin. And I really prefer that note compared to amber. I still love amber, but I'm more picky about how it's done. It has that warm ambery presence, but in no way is this overly resinous, harsh, dark. It doesn't take over in the way that amber sometimes can. It's a very smoothed over, soft version of that. It's very inviting, and the longer you have this on your skin, it's going to get more creamy, more warm. You're gonna get a bit of those vanilla facets. I was a bit curious about how the tea leaves were gonna be done in here because often that note comes off, you know, green, citrusy, earthy, bitter, can pull in those different directions. In here, it doesn't pull like a traditional tea note to me. It smells like a creamy tea. A touch of a milk tea, perhaps, a bit of that vibe. Also, I do detect an underlying DNA of Monguerland in here, which is interesting because this is so unisex and Monguerland is so feminine. I think it's because there is sandalwood and benzoin in Monguerland. There's obviously vanilla, and it's not listed in here, but I get a little bit of a vanillic vibe. And Monguerland is also so cozy, comforting, calming, and both have a bit of a powdery vibe as well. And this has jasmine, bringing in a light floral element. Only in the opening though, I lose that completely as this dries down. And I don't pick up jasmine very much at all in Monguerland, but it is in there. Although I can pick up similarities between the two fragrances, they are definitely different enough to own both. They stand on their own. They have different highlighted or prominent notes. I'm telling you, the longer this sits on your skin, I'm like, damn, this is good. I'm really feeling myself with these two fragrances. And such a cute concept. They truly are gorgeous paired together, stunning on their own, but beautiful together. This will, of course, add more of a woody quality to this scent, and this more of a sweet, uplifting, sparkling factor to this. Although these were gifted to me, I love them so much, I bought a backup bottle of both. I cannot be without them. Unfortunately, these are limited edition, which I think is a crime because truly, like, it's got to be the most standout collection that I've seen thus far from Kayali. So Mona, Kayali, if you happen to be watching this video, please reconsider and make these permanent. I think these are going to be hugely successful. I'm very impressed. Now transitioning away from PR, the rest are all purchased by myself, starting with Dries van Noten, Soie, Malaquais. Talk about a gorgeous presentation. We got a lot of stunning bottles to feature today. As the name would suggest and the notes, this smells silky smooth. Now, although I get some gourmand imagery with this fragrance, how I'm about to describe it to you, this is not what I would classify a gourmand scent, although it absolutely has those elements. So just keep that in mind. This smells like you are sitting outside a Parisian cafe on the cobblestones wearing an elegant but simple silk slip dress, and you're eating a light vanillic like angel food cake. So keep in mind, angel food cake, not full-on cake, not cupcake, okay, not doing the most in that regard. It's not heavy on the gourmand, with a black currant drizzle made from a local farm in the area. It's a little romantic, a little creamy. You're getting chestnut, white chocolate shavings on top, a dusting of cocoa. I don't find this personally too nutty at all, which is what I was initially worried about prior to testing. You're getting those creamy light shavings. It smells so feminine, and I find this scent to be very likable. I think for most people, whether you gear more towards niche fragrances or designer fragrances, I think this will appeal to a lot of women. It's not a challenging scent in my opinion, and there is a beauty and soft, elegant uniqueness to the scent without it being too unique. So it's not foodie, but I think it's a beautiful entry-level borderline gourmand. There's this blissful, romantic, carefree, whimsical vibe almost to the scent. I kind of smell this and I get Belle specifically in that scene, one of the beginning scenes when she's going around the village interacting with everyone with her basket of books, singing her song, and I get about 6 hours with moderate projection. This next fragrance has been on my wish list for what feels like forever, and that is the House of Sillage Whispers of Truth. It's my first cupcake. I think this might be the prettiest one, okay? White and gold, covered in Swarovski crystals, little cute flowers and bees on there. It's darling. Also, being on camera does it no justice. When I first unpackaged this, I was like staring at it for an embarrassing amount of time. I kept going into my fragrance room and like catching peeps of it. Like it really reflects the light and stands out from your fragrance collection. This is a beautiful, airy, sweet, citrus floral fragrance. Out of the florals, I get rose in here, but it is beautiful. It's like a pink rose. Nothing too loud, too dark. This, for the most part, has a very bright quality to the scent because of the airy sweetness, because of the burst of citruses, but it has that sexy sophistication coming in from the rose and then the moss in the base. There's only a small percentage of this fragrance that will remind you perhaps of Baccarat Rouge 540. Not even like 50%, less than that. But the caramel note in here is uplifting, airy, sweet. But I would say that if you enjoy Baccarat Rouge 540 and you want to find like fragrances with just like anything with just like a bit of that DNA in it, then I would check this one out. But it absolutely holds its own. Like it is not too close whatsoever. And this is one of my favorite citrus fragrances as well. This is a substantial citrus scent. A lot of the time, citrus scents, like that's what they are. That's what they're focused on. That's what they're giving you. And there's not much character to them. Not a lot of lasting power. Not here. This one will also get you compliments. People will also ask you what you are wearing with this one. And this is a perfume that you can wear practically year round, except for winter. Winter wouldn't be my season for me to pull this out, but it's gorgeous. I get about 8 hours out of this one with moderate projection. And the reason this was on, ow, freaking hell. Anyway, the reason this was on my wish list for so long was because it's painfully expensive and I refused to pay that retail price. So after waiting for quite some time, House of Sillage had a 30% off sale for the Whispers of Truth line, and that's when I got it. So if you're interested in this one, keep your eyes peeled on the House of Sillage website. Be patient. Get it for a deal, because I too have my limits, okay, on what I'm willing to spend. But yes, I'm very happy to finally have this. I do apologize. I swear this will be the last fragrance that I comment on the bottle, okay? But look at it. A work of art. Alexandre J. Oriental Enigma. I saw this on Instagram and I was like, well, if that isn't one of the most breathtaking bottles I've ever seen, I want one. So I tried a handful from this line, and Oriental Enigma was an immediate favorite, which honestly I wasn't even anticipating because I'm not really into the note of hazelnut or dates, but I just wanted to try it just in case. I loved it. And I see Sharita raving about this one quite often, so I gave it a go. Those notes don't bother me at all in this blend. Like, this is such a clear 10 out of 10 for me. Also, I wanted to comment, I see on Fragrantica some people in the reminds me section saying that this reminds them of Kilian's Angel Share. Personally, I don't think it smells like that. However, I get the vibe, like the occasion that you would wear Angel Share, the mood, all those things. I could see this fitting in the same category, but they do not smell the same to me. Angel Share is a great fragrance, but you're definitely getting that appley cinnamon vibe in that scent, where I don't get that here at all. But this is a gorgeous, like mouth-watering, sexy, stand out fall winter gourmand. This is going to captivate people. The tonka bean is so warm, yummy, brings in that sweetness. There's a very likable rum bringing in, you know, that boozy factor. It's not nearly as boozy as, let's say, liquor BPM. Totally different vibe, but adds that warmth and bit of a sexiness to this scent. The hazelnut is so smooth, creamy, well blended, and the dates aren't sickeningly sweet. They don't overpower the scent, but they do add that warmth and that like almost gooey gourmand quality. And there is a hibiscus note to brighten, lift it up, and add a bit of a different tone to these more traditional fall winter scents. I find it unique, so likable and yummy. I think for those of you who like your warm gourmands, this is a must sample fragrance. When I smelled this for the first time, I genuinely could not stop thinking about it. I was addicted to the scent, blew through my decant. I would describe this as unisex leaning feminine, and I get about 6 hours with good projection. For all of you vanilla lovers, you have to try Lorenzo Pazzaglia van Exstasyx if you haven't already. Looking at the notes, you can tell that this is a vanilla bomb. Like, I swear, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this bottle. This is an extrait de parfum concentration, and it is strong. We have a blast of so many different types of vanilla. We literally have bourbon vanilla, Madagascar vanilla, Tahitian vanilla, black vanilla husk, and vanilla pod. It is doing the most. If you love your true gourmand scents, check this out. This scent like makes my eyes roll to the back of my head. It's mouth-watering. I crave something sweet, a dessert every single time I wear this. And although there aren't too many different notes listed, this does not smell like just like your basic vanilla. It's truly unique to any other vanilla scent on the market. It's giving me a couple different vibes here. In the opening, I get such a true indulgent vanilla ice cream kind of scent. It is so creamy, smooth, decadent, and as it dries down, I get a bit of an Irish cream vibe. I'm getting that like unique little touch of a chocolatey twist. It feels a little bit boozy. There's a tonka bean in the base and a touch of oud. If you are afraid of the note of oud, don't be in here. It just adds that tiny touch in the base to give this fragrance depth. It doesn't smell woody, it doesn't smell animalic, but you are gonna pick up those traces of that sensual, erotic kind of note with thick caramel as well, straight up for the vanilla lovers. And you only need a couple sprays. Don't overdo it, but on those cold days, this is gonna be so yummy, so comforting. It's going to be turning heads. I guarantee it. Parle de Parfum Milky Musk 39 is a perfectly unisex scent that can work year-round. Only thing is I think it would struggle a bit in the winter. If you are someone who enjoys your natural scents, your creamy, comforting sandalwoods, musky, your skin but better category, this is for you. There is only sandalwood and musk listed, but this does not smell flat or boring to me in the slightest. It also does not smell lactonic. However, there is absolutely this cozy, cocooning, creamy quality to the musk and sandalwood. It's very clean. This is a safe fragrance that you can wear to work. It's never going to offend anyone. It's like a clean, outdoorsy, natural, soft, your skin but better scent. It does have good performance though. I would not say that this performs like a true skin scent. About 6 hours with moderate projection. There's a soft powdery quality as well, almost like you're getting this sawdust, wood shaving, sandalwood. Really pretty option if you don't want to be like doing the most complexity-wise with your scent, but you're gonna smell good. There's also almost like a slight natural sweetness to the scent as well. I saw this brand Born to Stand Out trending online. They have a fun, edgy, kind of provocative marketing around their scents. I've tried a bunch of them, found a decent amount that I loved within the brand, but a couple of those I did find close to fragrances I already own. But this one, Drunk Saffron, I had never smelled anything quite like it. This is a very unique, dynamic fragrance. It is also very dimensional. It is going to change throughout the life of this scent. Sexy, okay? Sexy, unisex scent. This is something. It is going to open up with what I perceive as a true vanilla extract note. It is deep, it is dark. I'm getting vanilla extract paired with a sexy cognac and a plum that pairs beautifully with these other scents. 9 times out of 10, plum is not going to be for me. It really tends to overtake a scent. It's not doing that in here, but provides this like boozy, soaked, dark, fruity touch without being too much in that regard. I would say that if you enjoy the way the plum in Byredo Vanille Antique is done, then I think you would enjoy how it's done in here as well. Not that the two smell similar, but that note in particular. The note of saffron can pull in a couple different ways. Sometimes I get definitely more of that leathery presence, and other times like a sweet airiness. Either way, it always comes across very exotic, which Drunk Saffron is, and it actually pulls in both directions for me. And there is a leather note listed as well. Very smooth, but there is a darkness to the scent. I don't know, it's kind of giving me Disney villain vibes. I could kind of picture Maleficent wearing this. Powerful, intimidating, beautiful, bold and dangerous. All of the above. I don't know. I can just picture her with those striking high cheekbones, her horns, the dress, and then like as she transforms and you just see this like cloud of purple smoke as she becomes a literal dragon. Yeah. Drunk Saffron. And it's the dry down that is my favorite. It gets even more addictive. I find that vanilla extract quality gets pushed aside. The vanilla note changes, and instead of pulling like that, it becomes a little bit more airy, sugared instead of dark in that way. The saffron, of course, is doing its thing, and I find that all the notes just kind of meld and marry beautifully as one as it dries down. And I would say that the plum fades away as well. The opening is a big like for me. The dry down, love. And I was like, yep, I need it. I need a bottle. Performance is really good as well. I get about 9 hours, first couple of hours with strong sillage, and as it dries down later, moderate. You can tell that my heart clearly lies in fall fragrances. Anyway, last but certainly not least is another obsession from ex nihilo, and that is the Irreverents. I discovered this fragrance, discovered of its existence about a year and a half ago. Saw the note breakdown, and I was so tempted to blind buy this because I couldn't find a sample anywhere, but I have a no blind buying over $100 rule. They now carry samples on Scent Split, so I was able to try this first. I have several caramel vanilla combo favorites, but often, although I love my favorites, a lot of dominant caramel vanilla combos will come across just like sweet, addictive, playful, but that's what they are. That's what they're meant to do, just be yummy. This, however, is a caramel vanilla combo, but refined. This smells rich. It smells more sophisticated because of the addition of pink pepper, bringing in that sexy spice to the scent, and then of course an exotic saffron. And you experience those notes the most predominantly in the opening. As it dries down, it gets sweeter, gets more warm, creamy. The tonka caramel vanilla take over. And I don't really smell ambergris per se, but I know it's there to add that purely sensual factor, that kind of carnal feel, you know, and also gives a scent a warm, a little ambery undertone. So if you want a gourmand that's going to stand out, that smells rich, smells grown, try it. It's intoxicating, highly addictive, and will surely get you noticed. I get about 8 hours out of this one with moderate projection. So that wraps up my new additions, new favorites to my fragrance collection. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so, so much. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!